Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. In today's video I'm going to be doing a full face of YSL Beauty. This is the finished look. I actually love the way it turned out. It felt a little rocky in the middle there, but I love the finished product, so I hope you enjoy as well. If you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe if you have not already, and let's get into it. I have this beautiful tray full of YSL Beauty, and I've never done this before on my own, so I'm excited to do it with all of you. I'm actually going to start by prepping my lips. I'm going to use the clear candy glaze. This is the Rouge Veloute Candy Glaze in 02, and this is so nice. It's basically like a thick glossy balm. This is very similar to the like Hourglass clicky glossy lip balms. You actually can click these up and down, but it's just best not to, and it's a very soft, cushy, balmy, glossy texture, and they're so nice. And I use this one basically as a lip balm because it's so pretty and really hydrating actually. So yeah, I love this one. So as you can see, it just gives me a beautiful shine. It does fill in the lip lines a little bit, not a ton, not as much as the Hourglass one, but it does give me this really pretty shine, and it feels really cushiony and balmy on the lips. I love this. I want more shades of this. I think I have one more shade of this, but I want like the browns in this because they're so pretty, and I love the texture of them. The candy glaze also has a slight florally fruity taste and smell to it. It's very light, but it's definitely there. So if you don't like fragrance, maybe you wouldn't like this, but it is light, so just putting that out there. Let's move on to primer. This is the Touche Eclat Blur Primer, and this is so luxurious looking. It has like all these gold flecks throughout it, and it just looks so special and fancy. And I have yet to use this, so I'm excited to see what it's like. I kind of have a feeling it's going to be like the Milk Hydro Grip, or maybe it's going to be really silicone-y because it says it's going to be a blurring primer. I don't love a silicone primer, but we shall see if this is something I like or not. This primer looks so pretty. Okay, it's feeling more like a gel than a silicone, but it is kind of feeling silicone-y as well. Okay, actually it's reminding me of the Makeup Forever blurring primer a little bit. It feels like that, so like silicone-y. I don't know, it kind of felt like a gel at first. Now it's really feeling like silicone-y. So I'm just gonna focus this in the center of my face because that's where I have the largest pores. I think I used too much. I used 2 pumps and definitely too much. I feel like it spreads a lot, like a little bit goes a long way, and it kind of feels like I put way too much on my skin and I could like drag it across my skin forever. So let's just put some on my neck, I guess. I'm intrigued to see how this will go because this is feeling very slippy. For my base, I'm going to be using the Bare Look Tint, and this is in the shade New 13. I've used this once before, and I think it was when I was really pale, which I'm really pale again. I should have used this more in the summertime, but I think it'll still work. It'll be fine. I feel like I am too scared to use my fancy products because I feel like they're too special, but I am really trying to move away from that and use the special things every day because why not? And I'm not going to like go through this where I run out so quickly, so I'm just trying to embrace the idea of using the nice things now instead of waiting for a special moment, because every day is a special moment, am I right? But yeah, I haven't used this in a really long time, and it does look a little bit too deep for me, but I'm gonna use the spatula method for this because I feel like a thinner layer will be best, especially since I think it's too deep for me. But when I did use this, I thought it was really pretty. It had a very like dewy finish from what I remember. I don't think it'll be too bad shade-wise. I think it'll be okay, especially after I put concealer on. Okay, I'm gonna go in with another layer. This is what the skin is looking like right now with 2 very thin layers on the skin. It has really light coverage. You can still really see all of my blemishes on my face, but I do like that it evened my skin tone out, and I like the finish as well. For me personally, I think I would want a little bit more coverage because I do usually want like my blemishes covered up a little bit more, but I think this would be really nice in the summertime and for anyone who has like already beautiful skin or someone who likes light coverage, because it is very pretty but it's just very light. Now moving on to these cult classics. This is the YSL Touche Eclat Radiant Touch concealer pen or something like that. I remember when these were so popular back in the day and everyone talked about it, and I'm excited to use these again because I don't really use them that often. I feel like the last time I used them, I remembered it being kind of dry, but we shall see. I'm gonna go in with the shade 3.5. And this has a funny little brush tip applicator that you apply the product with. It is actually very nice to apply with, and it just reminds me of like a more precise doe foot applicator because it is smaller and it is a brush. I actually like the application of this. It's also really fun to use. The shade is a bit light for me, so the shades are really not working for me right now, but it's fine. We'll make it work. I do remember this being very thin but a little bit drying, so I want to know if I remember that correctly. Have any of you used this product before? Was it like a holy grail in your collection? I would love to know. And if you have tried this, what are your thoughts? Okay, here is what the concealer is looking like. I feel like it really brightened my under eyes up, and it doesn't feel drying yet. It actually feels quite nice on the under eyes. It doesn't feel heavy or anything. I do think I can use a little bit more on this eye though. It's still looking a little dark. I think concealers are the one like designer high-end product that a lot of people make an exception for. Like they will shell out the money for a concealer because it's so well formulated. I know a lot of people whose like holy grail concealers are high-end. If that's you, I would love to know what your holy grail high-end concealer is. Okay, here is the base so far. I think it looks really pretty. It feels really light on the skin as well, and the primer and the base products and the concealer all worked really well together. There's like no pilling or anything weird happening. Now into bronzer. I'm actually really excited for this bronzer. This is the All Hours Hyper Bronze. I only used it like 2 or 3 times because again, I'm like too scared to use my nice high-end designer products because they are just too pretty and I don't want to ruin it. But when I did use this, I was like, wow, that blends so nicely and is so pretty. So I'm actually very excited to use it right now. It's also so beautifully embossed and I don't want to ruin that. But this also has the tiniest little shimmers throughout. And this just has the most beautiful packaging. It's so fun because it has like this squishy fabric on the front. Texturally, it's amazing to feel, and I don't know, it's just so pretty and very luxe to hold and look at and feel. I'm gonna go in with a pretty fluffy angled brush for my bronzer, and this is in the shade 03. Okay, here is the bronzer on this side. It blended so nicely and it looks very light on the skin as well. It is leaning a little bit too warm, I think, for my skin tone right now, but it did warm up the skin. I would also love to hear what your favorite YSL product is if you do have one, or what products you've been wanting to try, because they have a lot actually, and I know a lot of them are really fun, like lip products. I think that's what I usually spend my money on, so if you have any favorites, let me know. I really want to try their new blushes that are in this like fun packaging too. Okay, that is the bronzer so far. I think I'm going to leave it at that just so I don't get too warm in the face, but it is leaning a little warm, I think. Maybe I need to try a different shade, but the formula of this is so good. I'm gonna move on to blush now. I do wish I had their new powder blushes. They look so pretty, and I'm having like a powder moment. I'm really liking powders right now. I don't know why, but I am. And more of like a matte look on my face as well. I'm usually a person who loves a glowy finish, but lately I've just been liking like a soft natural matte. Anyway, I have these. These are their lip and cheek balmy tints, and I have 3 shades: New Chills, New Flush, and New Pinch. I think I want to go in with the red one. The nice thing about these blushes is they're not like a super liquidy blush. They're actually quite thick, and they have kind of like a gel-like consistency to them, so they're not gonna like ooze out that weird like separated liquid when you squeeze this out of the tube. It's kind of like a balm, like a proper balm. I put the blush on the back of my hand and I worked in the blush into like this dense blush brush. This is one of my all-time favorite blush brushes. It's from Luxie, and I think it's a small contour 512. The writing has rubbed off, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. A lot of people ask me about this brush because I use it a lot and it blends out blush so well. This red is really cute. So that is a thin layer, and you can see the like glow coming through with this blush. I'm going to put a little bit more on. This is what the blush looks like. I'm going to try and blend it into my bronzer a little bit more so those mesh better, because I do think that bronzer, again, is a little bit too warm for me. I'm actually surprised by how light this makeup look is turning out to be, because when I think of high-end like designer makeup brands, I don't know why, but I think full coverage. Like I think very powdery, very full coverage. But yeah, it's just like looking very skin-like, very light, very fresh. Moving on to eyes, I do not have any brow products from them, so I've already done my brows, but I do have two eyeshadows from them, the Couture Mini Clutch in either 200 or 300. This has the same kind of like fluffy packaging that the bronzer does. These both are so pretty. I don't know which one to go in with. This one is 300 and this one is 200. I think I'll go in with this one because my cheek is red and I feel like this will look really pretty. I'm going to go in with this shade right here for all over my lid. There is quite a bit of kickback when you dip your brush into them, so beware. I love the shades in these palettes. I feel like they're very, very wearable and very, very me as well. Especially the palette that I'm using right now, because I love these like warm rosy tones. Then I'm going to go in with this deeper like maroon shade and focus that on the outer corner of my eye. These powders are very pigmented and blend really well. They'd blend even better if I were better at eye makeup, but I'm not. I really need to experiment more with my makeup. I feel like I've been doing these same looks for forever and I just don't know where to start. If you have any suggestions of like what makeup looks you would want to see me do, please let me know in the comments down below and I will definitely do them. Maybe I can do like a whole video on me trying some makeup looks that you suggest, because I think that would be really fun. But yeah, I just feel like I need to step out of my comfort zone a little bit with my makeup looks. Anyway, I'm gonna go in with this deeper brown shade and put that like on my lash line in the corner over here. Strangely, I feel like this eye holds on to powder and eyeshadow way better than this eye, and this eye gets patchier faster and it just like holds on to more shadow, so I need less of it. So weird. I'm gonna go in with that deep brown again on my lower lash line as well. I feel like perhaps my eye won't match my skin and my like complexion finish, but that's quite alright. I'm not really doing anything today. And now for this really fun sparkly shade. It is so pretty. I'm excited to use it. I'm gonna pat it all over my lid. Now I'm going to go in with a ton of mascara to hopefully match this eye look, and I'm going to go in with the Lash Clash Waterproof Mascara. I actually love this mascara. It's so nice, and I love that they came out with a waterproof one. I might have even put this in a favorites video, but I was using this all the time. Oh my gosh, I didn't even curl my lashes. What am I doing? I used to use this mascara all the time, and I've stopped because I got a bunch of new ones from Japan, but I am always happy to return to this mascara because it's so pretty and gives me a really full lash. This is one eye done. You can tell that I get a ton of lash and volume from it. You can make it lighter so you can wear it for every day, but this is really good for going out in the evenings as well. I actually want to go in with another blush. I want to go in with the like purpley shade, the Chills shade, and I want to put that on the cheeks as well to match the eye look a little bit better, to give me a little bit more berry shade here. I also kind of want to touch up my concealer and add a tad bit more. Now moving on to lips, I'm actually really excited for this part. This kind of like inspired this makeup look, and I remember getting this a very long time ago, like 3 years ago. Let's not speak of it, but it was when Zoe Kravitz did a collab with YSL and she came out with like a handful of lip shades, and I picked up this one. This is the Rouge Pure Couture lipstick in 144, and it is this really pretty like brownie reddy shade, and it is so pretty, and I never wear it because it's too special, as I say. But I love Zoe Kravitz. I think she's so beautiful and so cool, and I love her style and everything, so I really wanted to pick this up. And the finish of this is not completely matte. I don't know if you can tell, but it kind of has a little bit of a shine to it. I don't know what this is considered, like what finish this is considered, but it's a very pretty like wearable finish. And this blotted would look stunning, but this at full opacity is just so fun and like vampy, and I I just love it. I think it's so pretty. I do need to powder my face. I do not have a powder from YSL, but I'm just going to use my Fit Glow one because that's my favorite. And I'm just going to do a light powder in the center of my face. I really need to wash my brushes because I swear there's sparkly bits from my eyeshadows on every single brush I have, even though it shouldn't have anything sparkly on it. Like this powder brush has sparkles on it and now I have sparkles on my face. I dread washing my makeup brushes. It is like the worst chore I have to do and it hurts my back. I'm too old for it. I kind of want to use this lipstick as blush as well because I think that would be pretty, so I'm going to try that. I think the lipstick as blush helped and the powder did too. But before I finish completely, I did get these. These are the Love Shine Candy Glow Balms and I have 3 shades. 6B, 44B, and 7B, so I thought we could try them on together because I have not worn them yet. The first shade is 6B. Ooh, this shade is so pretty. I love that. And I love the shine as well. And this also has a very sweet, like fruity scent. It almost smells like watermelon, but this finish and this shade is so, so pretty. Love. So this is 6B. Started off on a very high note. Next we have 7B. This looks promising as well. That actually looks so pretty. So these are a little bit harder of a formula than the Candy Glaze ones, and they do not click up and down. It's just like a proper lipstick bullet, as you can see. But these do give you a very, very pretty shine. It's also not as thick as the Candy Glaze one on the lips, but it does have like a very good like grip and cushion to it. I also love this shade. So this is the shade 7B. So pretty. The other shade matched better with my makeup look, but this one is very gorgeous as well. Okay, 2 for 2. This one I might not like. This is in the shade 44B. It's like a really light pink, and I might not like that. I was worried this would be too ashy on me, but it's actually like quite a hot pink. I think with the right lip liner, this would look really pretty. The texture of these are so, so nice. And the packaging is so cute and so pretty. I would love to like open my purse and see this. It's just such a pleasure to look at. So this last one is 44B. It's a very like pink on me. I feel like in the camera it looks a little bit neon, but maybe it is a little bit in person, but it's not as neon as it looks in camera as it does in person. But again, I think this would look really pretty with like a darker, maybe like cooler toned lip liner, but I don't hate it, which is good. Like it's wearable for me. Okay, now that's off. I'm gonna put on the original lipstick. And this is the final look of a full face of YSL Beauty. I do wish I had a little bit more coverage on my base, but I think those products would be really pretty for like an everyday type situation, but not like an evening look, or perfect for like the summertime when you need to slap on something lightweight. I think that's so pretty. I love the texture of the bronzer, but I do wish I had like a cooler toned or more neutral shade, but it is such a good formula and the packaging is stunning. The blushes also kind of like same vein as the Skin Tint. It's a little light and like dewy for my taste right now, but I think it would be really pretty for like a no makeup look, and I can see a lot of people loving that. Love the eyeshadow quad. It's so pretty, was so easy to use as well, and I love their lips. I think their lip products are like my favorite from the bunch, and their mascara. I love their mascara. Oh, and I didn't even talk about the primer, but the primer seems to be okay. I just don't love the texture of it, but it's looking pretty nice, and that is the final look. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite YSL beauty product is, and I hope you're having a good day wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!